Good morning, students. We are seeing the lesson number 5 from Honeydew textbook. The name of the lesson is The Summit Within. Summit means the highest point of a hill or mountain. This lesson is written by Major H.P.S. Ahluwalia. He was a member of the first successful Indian expedition to Mount Everest in 1965. This is the lesson about him. This lesson is written by him. In this lesson, his experience is given. In this lesson, we are going to see the experience of Mr. Ahluwalia while climbing the summit. Let us start the lesson. Of all the emotions which surged through me as I stood on the summit of Everest, looking over miles of panorama below us, the dominant one I think was humility. The physical in me seemed to say, "Thank God, it's all over." However, instead of being jubilant, there was a tinge of sadness. Jubilant means, the meaning is given here only in the textbook. It says that means very happy because of success. He was very happy when he climbed the Mount Everest. There was a tinge of sadness. Tinge means shade of sadness. Was it because I had already done the ultimate in climbing, and there would be nothing higher to climb, and all roads hereafter would let down? Panorama means here only it is given view of wide. Jubilant means very happy because of success. So when Mr. Ahluwalia said that he was very happy. He was very happy when he climbed the Mount Everest, and there was a shade of sadness also. Why? Because now he said that as he climbed the Mount Everest, now there is nothing to climb more. The higher he climbed now, and all the roads hereafter would be let down only. By climbing the summit of Everest, you are overwhelmed by a deep sense. Overwhelmed means to feel such a strong emotion, to be so powerful. A deep sense of joy and thankfulness. It is a joy which lasts a lifetime. The experience changes you completely. The man who has been to the mountains is never the same again. It is his own experience. He said that if a person goes to a mountain, if a person climb the mountain, the person never be same again. The person has totally changed. The experience changed the person, and he was very happy and thankful to God for his climbing of a summit. As I look back at life after climbing Everest, I cannot help remarking about the other summit, the summit of a mind, no less formidable. Formidable and no easier to climb. Formidable means causing you to be quite frightened. So no less formidable. Now no fear is there and no easier to climb. It was a very difficult task for him to climb that Mount Everest. Even when getting down from the summit, once the physical exhaustion had gone, I began asking myself the question why I had climbed the Mount Everest. Why did the act of reaching the summit have such a hold on my imagination? It was already a thing of the past, something done yesterday. With every passing day, it would become more remote. Remote means far away in time. And then what would remain? Would my memories fade slowly away? Now, in this, he said that question comes to his mind, that why he decided, why he wanted to climb the Mount Everest. But it was, and when he climbed that, he feels that yes, it was only just yesterday only he had climbed that, and he feels that that with every passing day, day it would become more remote. Means it would feel that far away in time. And then what would remain? Would my memories fade slowly away? Fed means to disappear slowly. Was his memories were disappearing slowly? The question is, he has that kind of question. All these thoughts led me to question myself as to why people climb mountains. as it is not easy. And to answer the question, the simplest answer would be as others have said, because it is there. It presents great difficulties. Man takes delight in overcoming obstacles. Obstacles means difficulties, the problems. The obstacles in climbing the mountain are physical. A climb to a summit means endurance. Endurance means it is a kind of a hardships, exhaustion. Persistence means it is a kind of firmness, and willpower. Willpower means हमारी जो इच्छा शक्ति होती है. And the demonstration of their physical qualities is no doubt exhilarating. Exhilarating means very exciting, as it was for me also. He says that it is not easy. It is a quite difficult question. The simplest answer would be as others have said, because it is there present great difficulties. There is a lot of difficulties comes, that the lot of obstacles, lot of difficulties comes in that the obstacles in climbing mountain are physical. The obstacles, जो difficulties आते हैं, whatever the difficulties are while climbing the summit are all the physical. A climb to a summit means endurance. First is the exhaustion, that because we need a lot of energy, exertion, then a firmness, and then a willpower. So this, if we have all these qualities, then we can do this. And he also had faced same the problem. I have a more personal answer to the question. From my childhood, I have been attracted by mountains, had been miserable, lost when away from mountains in the plains. Mountains are nature at its best. The beauty and majesty pose a great challenge, and like many, I believe that mountains are a means of communication with God. So in this para, he said about his childhood days, that he was attracted by the mountains. He was very happy when he used to go and just see the mountains, and he was very happy near that mountains. But when he go far from the mountains, then he becomes very he becomes very unhappy, and he feels that the mountains are nature at its best, and that was a great challenge. And many more. And like many, I believe that mountains are means of communication with God. And he feels, so many people, they have some different ideas, or there's some different thinking. Same like that, he was also having his own thinking, and he said that mountains are a means of communication. That we have when we want to talk with somebody, that we are using this means of communication. So he feels that the mountains are the means of communication with God. Once having granted this, the question remains, why Everest? Because it is the highest, the mightiest, and has defied many previous attempts. It takes the last ounce of one's energy. Ounce means a measure of weight. A measure of weight. It is a brutal struggle. Brutal means very cruel struggle with rock and ice. Once taken up, it cannot be given up halfway. Even when one's life is at stake. Stake means a wooden or metal pole with a point at one end. So a passage back is as difficult as the passage onwards. And then when the summit is climbed, there is the exhilaration. Exhilaration means it is a kind of excitement. The joy of having done something, the sense of a battle fought and won. There is a feeling of victory and of happiness. In this para, it says that why. The question is that why Everest? Why he decided to climb the Everest? Because Mount Everest, it is the highest, it is the mightiest, and it was the and has defined many previous attempts. And of course, it was a brutal struggle. But if he decided to do that, he cannot, or anyone cannot do it in a halfway. They have to complete the work. The passage as difficult as the passage onwards, and then when the summit is climbed. And after climbing the summit, once it climbed, then there is a joy and thankful to God, and that is the happiness comes in the person, a sense of battle fought and won. It is a kind of a feeling that winning a battle, and he felt that, and there is a feeling of victory and of happiness. Glimpsing a peak in the distance means to see something for a very short time. I get transported to another world. I experience a change change within myself. Means he said after climbing the summit, he experienced that there was a lot of change in him. He experienced a change within himself, and yes, of course, he felt that that was another world, which can only be called mystical. Hmm? Mystical means spiritual. By its beauty, aloofness means distant, might, rigidness. Rigidness means the quality of being uneven, and might means great strength. And the difficulties encountered means to experience something, a danger on the way. The peak draws me to it as Everest did. It is a challenge that is difficult to resist. So it was like a challenge, and of course a lot of difficulties were there, but the difficulties encountered on the way, but lot of difficulties were there to experience. It was a danger something, and the peak draws me to it. The peak was calling to him, and that was he has climbed the summit. And Everest did. It is a challenge that is difficult to resist. So it was really difficult, but he has done it.